It's been 21 years since NASA's Spirit Rover made its historic landing on Mars, an event that profoundly changed our understanding of the red planet. Originally designed to search for signs of water, Spirit not only met, but far exceeded expectations, making discoveries that would lay the foundation for future Mars exploration. But Spirit's journey wasn't without challenges. There were many hurdles along the way that nearly brought the mission to an abrupt end. When Spirit touched down on the dusty Martian surface on January 4, 2004, it was the beginning of a long journey. The rover's task was to explore the Gusev crater, a location believed to have once been a lake, in search of evidence of past water. Spirit's mission was expected to last just 3 months, 90 Mars days, also known as sols. However, Spirit continued to operate for over 6 years, a remarkable feat given the harsh conditions of Mars. Over its extended mission, Spirit covered more than 7,700 meters, capturing over 156,000 images and making groundbreaking discoveries that would redefine our understanding of the Martian environment. Upon its arrival on Mars, Spirit's landing was far from ordinary. Instead of the traditional soft landing, the rover bounced across the surface multiple times, cushioned by a series of airbags, before coming to a stop. Spirit had been launched from Earth months earlier, on June 10, 2003, and its arrival marked a significant milestone in NASA's Mars exploration program. Spirit wasn't the only rover on the job. Its twin, Opportunity, had landed on the opposite side of the planet just a few weeks later, on January 25, 2004, and both were tasked with similar objectives, searching for evidence of water, the key to understanding Mars's potential for hosting life. From the outset, Spirit encountered unexpected difficulties. On January 21, 2004, just days after landing, NASA lost contact with the rover. The computer on Spirit had malfunctioned and was repeatedly rebooting due to a memory error. Thankfully, the issue was resolved by February 6 and normal operations resumed. Yet this was just the first of many challenges that would arise throughout the mission. Spirit's scientific work, however, remained on track. After initial tests on rock samples, Spirit began sending back the first high-resolution color images of Mars. These images revealed a barren, reddish landscape that resembled a desert on Earth, but soon, more exciting findings began to emerge. Spirit's mission centered around the search for water, and while its initial analysis of rock samples showed no signs of past moisture, the rover would soon make a groundbreaking discovery. NASA decided to send Spirit to the Columbia Hills, a region about 2 kilometers away from its original landing site. On its way, Spirit captured panoramic images and conducted tests, ultimately identifying hematite, a mineral typically formed in the presence of water. This discovery was a major breakthrough, as it suggested that Mars might have once had liquid water, a finding that would change the course of planetary science. The most significant find came a few months later. On Sol 205, a day on Mars, Spirit encountered a rock containing goethite, an iron-rich mineral that forms in the presence of water. This discovery provided strong evidence that Mars once had water, a conclusion that would be further supported by Opportunity's findings on the opposite side of the planet. Opportunity discovered small round rock formations called blueberries, which contained hematite and had likely been formed in a wet environment, offering more proof of Mars's watery past. Spirit's discoveries didn't end there. As the rover continued its exploration, it encountered a variety of other interesting features. One of the most remarkable was a series of rocks and minerals that provided further clues about Mars' ancient climate. For example, Spirit uncovered a rock with high magnesium and iron carbonate content, which forms in neutral pH, wet environments, another key piece of evidence pointing to past water on Mars. Additionally, Spirit's exploration of Silicon Valley revealed a concentration of silicates in the sand, indicating that the area had been shaped by water. This was a crucial finding because silicates typically form in water-rich environments, but not all of Spirit's discoveries were related to water. The rover also encountered a dust devil, a swirling vortex of air that captured the public's imagination. Spirit was able to capture detailed images of this Martian phenomenon, further enriching our understanding of the planet's dynamic environment. Despite these successes, Spirit's journey was not without setbacks. In 2007, a massive dust storm swept across Mars, reducing the amount of sunlight reaching the surface. This significantly hampered Spirit's ability to power itself, forcing the rover to conserve energy. The dust storm lasted for several weeks, and when it finally subsided, Spirit's mission was still far from over. In 2009, the rover encountered another challenge when it became stuck in a patch of loose, soft sand known as West Valley. NASA engineers worked tirelessly to free Spirit, simulating the situation on Earth in an attempt to free the rover. But, despite their best efforts, Spirit remained trapped. However, being stuck in the sand actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise. The rover was able to conduct additional scientific research from its stationary position, revealing that the surrounding sand had been deposited by liquid water in the past. Unfortunately, as Spirit's energy supply continued to dwindle and winter approached, the situation grew more dire. Despite the Free Spirit campaign, which allowed the public to participate in rescue efforts, Spirit's fate was sealed. On May 1, 2009, the rover became immobile in the sand trap. It wasn't until 6 months later that NASA's engineers realized that Spirit had become trapped in a Martian crater. Although there was still a glimmer of hope that Spirit could be freed, further attempts proved unsuccessful. In January 2010, NASA announced that the rover's mission had come to an end. Spirit's final years were marked by a decline in its energy supply and the approaching Martian winter, which made further operation impossible. In March 2010, NASA lost contact with the rover, and after numerous attempts to re-establish communication, the mission was officially declared over in May 2011. The last image Spirit sent back to Earth was a stunning panoramic view of the Gusev crater, a fitting end to its remarkable journey. Although Spirit's mission was officially over, its legacy lived on through Opportunity, which continued to explore Mars until 2018. Opportunity's mission lasted an astounding 14 years and 219 days, far surpassing its initial 90-day lifespan. Unfortunately, Opportunity's mission ended when it failed to respond to signals after a massive dust storm. Its final images, taken on June 10, 2018, showed the sun dimming as the dust storm approached, marking the end of an era in Mars exploration. Spirit and Opportunity paved the way for future rovers, including Curiosity and Perseverance, which have continued the search for signs of life on Mars. Thanks to their pioneering work, we now know more about Mars's past than ever before, and our dreams of one day sending humans to the Red Planet seem closer than ever. In the end, Spirit and Opportunity's missions were not just about exploring a distant planet, they were about expanding the horizons of human knowledge and curiosity. These two rovers took us on a journey of discovery that changed the way we view Mars and the universe forever. They remind us that sometimes, even in the face of adversity, the pursuit of knowledge can lead to incredible discoveries.